position is locked in, JR, and this is a tough hole to break.
It sure is, King. And even if you break the hole, it takes its toll on you. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk. The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hold or get broken by it.
This capacity...
You can't blame the superstars for looking under the ring for weapons. Anything you find under there can be a huge help.
A reversal. Can he capitalize on it?
So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am.
Look out, folks! Chest first under the security barrier.
And that turned off the wind. I hope he's not looking for a weapon. That could do some serious damage.
Oh, man! Did you hear that chair shot, JR?
I'd be surprised if there was a single person in this arena who didn't, King.
So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
Well, you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself. If it's all the same to you, King, he's not going to get caught with that one.
I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes with the price of admission.
He turned the tables on his opponent with that one.
Good grief! I don't care how tough you are. A chair shot is a chair shot.
And you can't take too many of those and expect to continue. These superstars sure aren't going easy on each other here tonight.
What'd you expect, King? This isn't ballet, you know.
Oh, really, JR? Gosh, tell me more about your in-ring experience.
What a vicious chair shot!
That chair was never meant to be used like that, JR. I've been looking forward to this.
He's stalking his opponent. You know what comes next.
There it is! The angle slam! I don't believe it!
Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their minds.
You sure can, JR. I think he's setting up his opponent for something here, JR.
And there it is. A vicious forearm grabbed right across the face. Look at the agonized expression.
After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out of here on a stretcher.
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And without them, we'd all be out of a job.
Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these superstars.
And if they're smart, they'll listen. Remember, without these fans, these superstars are out of a job. I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these. My God! The eerie sound of that human skull slamming off the announce table.
This is getting serious, JR. Someone's going to wind up getting hurt out here. You can look at any professional sport you want, JR.
I don't believe it. We might see a superstar get beat with their own finishing move here.
He's a 3 count away from a pinfall. I've got to say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here.
My God, a thunderous blow from that sledgehammer.
Man, talk about getting hammered. You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it.
He's got his opponent hanging off the apron. And there's the forearm grind.
And this is a move that's all about letting your opponent know who's in control. Plus, it hurts like hell.
I think this crowd's giving the, oh man, this is a precarious position to be in.
And that's why getting a forehead ground into your face is just about the most painful thing I can think of. I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to remain as objective as I can, King. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a particular superstar win or lose this thing.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows you play favorites. You're always trying to kiss up to the fans by talking up whoever they're cheering for.
I've never been a kiss-up in my life, King, which is more than I can say for some people. I call them like I see them, and I'm flattered that the WWE fans agree with me as often as they do.
I don't know how much more of this I can stand to listen to, JR. You know what the difference between you and I-95 is? You can turn off I-95. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all. He's taken every advantage in this matchup, and it looks like he plans on taking a few more.
If he's not the dirtiest player in the game, JR, he's a shoo-in for second place.
Good Lord, what an impact!
That's the way to do it. Keep going. He's got his opponent in position, JR. This could be it.
Angle slam. Angle slam. He just drove his opponent into the canvas.